Guys, if you want to support the channel but don't have any money, no problem. Send me your art. I absolutely will use it, and I would love to see it. BiancaZombie602@gmail.com, or click for the links. Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Terminator, Oceans, whatever. WTF is wrong with Hollywood? What is really going on with this woke garbage? Do people want to see a bunch of old women running around in action roles? Of course not. Middle-aged and older women? Just no. Nobody wants to see 40-year-old women on screen. Our biological roles are different. People's interest in women as sexual partners is from about puberty to maybe 21. I'm talking about peak interest. Because of biology, a woman's egg viability drops off very, very fast. This is hardwired into human biology. Humans have this desire to have babies, but the media and Hollywood doesn't want you to have babies. They want to change gender roles. They want to show these women who are past the age of fertility as taking active roles. It puts the image in your mind of women being happy childless. Remember this song from the 2000 Hulk soundtrack? Velvet Revolver, I think? Guys, all this kind of propaganda is meant to work on your subconscious. They are programming you to accept being childless. They want to show you women who should be at home raising a big, happy family. These women are running around single and without kids. Isn't it great to be without children? No, it's not. If you don't have babies, your genetic line goes extinct. And extinction is forever. Why they want to make you extinct is a rabbit hole for another time. But most of you probably know why they're doing it. Why do you see so many mixed-race couples in advertising? Because it destroys genetic diversity. It destroys culture. You are no longer Irish or even European. You're now African-Irish, accepted by nobody. You are rootless without culture, while the people in Hollywood maintain their bloodlines and their culture. I know this kind of talk makes people uncomfortable, and I don't even know if I'll put this on YouTube or just keep it for BitChute, because it's almost impossible to talk about these woke films without stopping and asking, why? But that takes you down the rabbit hole. People who go there get kicked off social media. No free expression for you. Trans kids. Fashion shows with men in dresses. Women's magazines telling white women not to have babies. Pushing women to have multiple partners so they can't pair bond. Encouraging married women to cheat. Their goal is to weaken the family, which destroys the nation. Look at the single mother rate since the creation of the welfare state 60-odd years ago. Look who writes these articles and blogs. Start paying attention to these globalists. Don't see these films as chick flicks. Chick flicks were different. They were boy meets girl, loses girl, wins her over, gets married, have kids. It's a simple classic tale. These films are different. The women are older, past the age of where they would be getting married and having kids. 32, not 22 like the 90s. These films have middle-aged women who should at least have teenagers at home, where they should also be. Some of them are old enough to be grandmothers, but the modern films don't mention kids or husbands. Think of Star Wars. Why hasn't Rey been flirting with Kylo or Poe? She interacts with them, but there's no sexual energy. Think back to the original trilogy. Leia had chemistry with Han right from the start. Rey is a cold fish. She even has that weird open-mouth fish mouth thing going on. Think of Admiral Holdo. If she's an admiral, then she never had time to have a family. She put her career over her ability to have children. Who wants to follow a leader like that? What is she fighting for? She isn't fighting for her offspring because she has none. It makes her a morally ambiguous character. We don't trust childish weirdos. And what about her crew? All these young women who were serving as the military officers. They are engaging in a high-risk activity when they are at their most fertile. Biologically, women are wired to protect their eggs at all costs. To have young women serve in the military in combat doesn't make any sense. When we see all these women in military uniforms, we know there's something wrong with the situation. It destroys the willing suspension of disbelief. It takes us out of the movie. It makes us admit that we are seeing a movie. 99% of war and war films are filled with men because that hard reality matches up with biological facts. You know, in the old days, men were biologically disposable. One man can service dozens of women, but only one woman can be pregnant at a time, and she's out of commission for almost a year. Watching a bunch of women on a warship makes the film feel like a Disney film, which is exactly what it is. There is zero sense of immersion, because something just feels off about seeing women in these roles. There's something sad about watching these childish weirdo cat ladies run around pretending to be men. 2016 Ghostbusters. Watching those two middle-aged, obese women fighting ghosts is ridiculous. 200-pound, 40-year-old women aren't known for engaging in physically strenuous, high-risk activities. Physical activity is really not what they're good at. Terminator, 5 or 6 or something, it was the movie that would make misogynists cry man-baby tears. Well then, why would we see the movie? What? You're not a misogynist, are you? Yes I am. So what if, assume your audience is misogynist. I don't care if you're gay, straight, racist, commie, or Nazi. I want to sell you what you will enjoy. We don't have to like each other to enter into a contract. Contracts don't actually require us to approve of each other's beliefs. If you're a white or black or brown supremacist and you want a graphic novel or story with your heroes in them, hey, I'll gladly sell it to you. If women wanted comics with people with front holes, comic companies would start selling them. The problem is that they are selling them, and not only are the people with vaginas not buying them, the guys aren't buying them either, because nobody wants to see women in these roles. Never insult your audience or your audience's intelligence. The still images for Terminator Tampon Edition has 3 women as their stars. One is in her 60s. The younger girl, one is 5 foot, 95 pounds. The other one's 6 foot, maybe 150 pounds, and looks like a very skinny man. The 90-pound illegal alien looks good, but they made no effort to dress her in skimpy, sexy outfits. She should be in bra and panties at least a few times in the movie. What is the point of having a cute little taco in a movie if you don't give the audience a taste of her special sauce? Did Hollywood forget that poon sells? Think of the first 2 films, even the third. Arnold was this big, physically imposing guy in a leather jacket and a shotgun. He's probably 6'2" and 250 pounds. How do you replace that with an androgynous twink he looks like should be in a gay pride parade? And what happens if you dare give your opinion that these films are stupid? The shills on Twitter call the fans toxic. Perhaps the films are toxic. Maybe when Rotten Tomatoes gives these garbage films high ratings, or they delete low audience scores for Captain Marvel, they are being toxic. God help the reviewer who gave Black Panther a less than stellar score. Black Panther was very mediocre. Better than the last X-Men, Venom, or Captain Marvel, but worse than the other 20 or so Marvel films. It did not deserve such a high score, but it had an African cast, and the reviewers knew that they'd be fired if they gave it a low score. The wise reviewers just refused to review it. Your choices are shill for shekels or just get fired. Anyway, will Hollywood learn its lesson from these girl power failures? No. If you read interviews with people in the industry, they all publicly say that they just can't figure out what went wrong with these female films. They know what's up, but nobody's going to admit that putting a bunch of old ladies in a movie is a bad idea. Comparing it to 2000 Charlie's Angels, what was the difference? 3 pretty young ladies in skin-tight outfits. This isn't rocket science. You aren't building rockets, you're building entertainment. I know that Hollywood is trying to push a narrative, but we don't need that filth in Hollywood, the Weinsteins and Cohens telling us how to live. Hollywood is run by filthy perverts and kitty diddlers. They're the last people to be preaching morality to anyone. What got me started on this rant was finding this bleeding cool article. It says, Terminator Dark Fail Analysis Baffled on Why It's Losing Millions. Well, you know what? If that's the publicity still, you got one cute chick among a 60-year-old androgynous rock star from the 70s. Getting woke, gone broke, you were able to kill a franchise. Congratulations. Made $30 million domestically, which is not even what is expected to make. Anyway, this is on Bleeding Full. You can check it out. Why did it fail? These two chicks right here. Even having a cute chick as your action star, this is ridiculous. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode.